Alrighty, so what games have you guys been playing this week?
Couple of games. Sadly, it hasn't been too much in my case. Just the couple games to check up on or keep somewhat skilled at. In my case, with Splatoon having a competition over the weekend, worked on that one a little bit more, as well as the Fire Emblem Heroes on the cell. But I also managed to jump onto a couple of old games on the N64, which was always fun to go through.
Any in particular?
Ran through Pokemon Snap since it's been a century and a half since I've actually played it. It's like, oh, look at these polygon characters.
Jeez, I didn't know it came out 150 years ago.
I didn't know the N64 was at 150 years ago.
Another couple of ones. Star Fox 64.
Oh, yeah. So it's fun to go through once in a while?
Yeah, it's always fancy to check out those. But the one particular one that I want to discuss about is I've taken my dive into the Drakengard series. Starting with Drakengard 3 because I need to try and find the other two games on the PlayStation 2, which are most likely hard to find. But oh boy, Drakengard 3. It's interesting, but I've only kind of just started it and it's most likely going to get all the weirds.
So like an action game of sorts or an RPG or what is it?
Action, hack and slash sort of gameplay.
I see.
Any contact with any enemy with an attack will cause the entire screen to be nearly covered in blood.
Ah.
And then your white character will most likely be decorated with all that as well.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Also, there's a dragon.
Well, I assumed it's called Drakengard. If there wasn't a dragon, I would be angry.
Oh no, is there a dragon at the end of Double Dragon?
No. But there's a reason that... No, because you're part of like a dragon gang or something.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, how did they get that? Oh, yeah.
It's like, I know dragon's in the title of that, but there's no dragon. I'm pretty sure there isn't. Anyway.
But nevertheless, I'm intrigued to see where this is going, but just to kind of start, the main character has a flower in her eye. Any particular reason why she has a flower in her eye? It hasn't explained it yet.
I don't know, got a rose stuck there. Ow.
Fun fact, Double Dragon 2 was the first game I ever finished.
Really?
Yep.
That's indeed a fun fact.
That's a good game, I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Double Dragon 1, not so much. Anyway, David, is that everything you've played this week?
Just about. After the session, I have in mind diving back in to play through a whole bunch of games, as well as picking up Kingdom Hearts 3 finally, as well as to get started with that thing of the fanciness.
Is that the game right there still in shrink wrap?
Yes.
One of the many games still in shrink wrap.
Not that many. It would just be one. Most everything else doesn't have it.
From here, I guess it's the way the light's hitting, because there's a few boxes that look like they're still shrink wrapped. Anyway, Justin, what have you been playing?
Alright. Starting off, I started a little bit of Yakuza Kiwami.
Okay.
I didn't get terribly far. I made it through the first chapter of the game. Basically, spoilers, not really spoilers. At the very first scene that you see in the game, you get arrested for basically, you kill like the big head Yakuza guy, but you don't. But the main character doesn't do it. You're basically filling in for a friend who actually did it.
Oh, so you're like framed.
Yeah, you're framed.
Okay.
Purposefully framed.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he spends a whole bunch of time in 10 years in jail from 1999 to 2005.
That's only 6 years.
1995, I meant.
Okay.
Not... Okay. Anyway.
I was getting worried that they couldn't do math.
No, I can't do numbers.
Fair enough.
So basically, at that point in time, technology has changed. Like, if you play Yakuza 0, you have a pager, and that's like in the 80s, so you just see a whole bunch of numbers to message people with.
Yeah.
And then in Yakuza Kiwami, you eventually get a cell phone, where you can actually get texts and stuff.
Let's go.
Which is what I'm kind of looking forward to in the game itself. yeah, I'm looking forward to playing a bit more of that. And then the other game I played a lot more of Tales of Vesperia. Although, I do have something to say about this one.
Go ahead. It makes me nauseous, but go ahead.
I hate being a completionist in this game.
Oh, because it's difficult and it's stupid.
Well, yeah, the requirements are stupid. I will say that. It's very, very grindy if you want to just do everything. Ugh. Basically, I went through a 200-man Coliseum with each and every character, and there's 9 characters.
Oh my god.
So, for 1, you have to do it with 9 characters. For 2, you need to know how to play as each and every one of those characters. Although, another thing with that is, not just that, but I kind of wanted to unlock the other moves that each character has, and to do that, you have to set a certain skill and use that certain move like 100 times before you learn it. And I'm like, and that's with each of those skills. I'm like, why?
Oh my god. Okay, so Justin, let me give you a little life advice here. Just don't.
Well, I did.
Do you know how many platinum trophies I have? 1. Do you know how I got that 1 platinum trophy?
You played through the game?
Yep.
Oh, good. This is on the Switch. There are no trophies.
So you don't even get a trophy.
Trophies are meaningless anyway.
But at least you have, like, a digital record saying, I did this.
There's a digital record saying I did this on Tales of Vesperia. It doesn't really mean much, but I can't show it off like a fancy trophy on PlayStation, but...
At least on PlayStation, people can look at your profile and be like, oh, you've played this and this and this. Here, it's just like, I did it.
Yeah, you'd probably look
Okay.
at my 200 hours on my file and be all like, yeah, he played it.
I'd be like, you could have played so many other games in
Yeah.
that time.
And there was one more part to Vesperia that I wanted to get to. It was the final post-game dungeon, and at the very bottom of it, you fight probably the hardest boss in the game. Or it is, actually, rather. And I decided to do it on hard mode.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
Why
Challenge.
does anybody play anything on hard mode?
Challenge.
I do not understand these people.
I wanted to see what kind of challenge it would actually present me. And at the very start, I realized my weapons were doing 1s of damage when it had 2.5 million HP. So, first thing was, the weapon I was using was ineffective against this boss because you're not allowed to use your super powerful devil arms against this boss.
Challenge!
So,
And
this
the
is
second part of it was, I had the dog with me.
why they invented easy mode.
I don't do easy mode, I ain't a wuss on this one.
Easy mode is the answer to everything.
No. I wanted a challenge, and I was presented with a very long, grindy battle.
Oh, this just sounds like everything I would hate.
So basically, I mostly played as the dog for this battle. There's a move that the dog can do, repeat. He can use Gale Dog, which basically makes him invincible for 5 seconds. I use Gale Dog, and I bark. Gale Dog, bark. Gale Dog, bark.
So you killed something by barking at it.
Oh yes, I killed the hardest boss by barking at it.
Okay.
Actually, more to it than that, because barking fills up the overlimit gauge, which then makes me able to do my super powerful Mystic Art, which is just a really strong attack that deals a whole bunch of damage. However, the battle still took just over an hour.
Oh, Jesus.
The whole battle. So I barked at this boss for an hour.
Paul seems just the tiniest bit flabbergasted.
You know you could have finished, like, a quarter of Limbo in that time.
Yeah, probably, but I wanted to play Vesperia.
Okay. I don't get it. It's the kind of game that I would hate.
Mm.
Yeah, although, despite finishing that The completionist side of me on this game says, I still have to fill my everything.
Here's an idea, Justin. Don't! Play a different game. Play a game that doesn't expect you to play for like a bajillion hours.
Do you by chance have that tiny little voice in your head that nags at you that there's something not done that drives you nuts?
Not when it comes to a video game, no.
That's what Justin has in his head for video games.
Justin, get a gun.
It's not...
Find where that voice lives and shoot it.
But that would kill me.
The voice would be gone.
True!
All you and your silly thoughts of the thing.
Anyway, I want to move on to what I've played this week.
Sure.
Because I've got some stuff to talk about.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with something positive.
Okay.
Because I'm going to get into something negative.
Ugh.
So first off, I played a new game from this little company called Chucklefish.
I like Chucklefish.
Yes, so their new game, Wargroove.
Ah.
Ah, yes.
Did either of you ever play Advance Wars?
No, but I did play Fire Emblem. I know what Advance Wars is, so... I mean,
Okay. So this is like 85% Advance Wars with like 5% Fire Emblem with like 10% Secret Sauce.
Neat.
It's very much Advance Wars in basic gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It uses kind of like that medieval kind of Fire Emblem setting, and then there's a couple of unique things they do that weren't in Advance Wars.
Neat.
It's really good. The game looks really pretty, and it's like $20 maybe, $25 something like that on the Switch.
So
it's not terribly expensive. The opening cutscene is really, really good. I was like, this wouldn't look out of place in a AAA game.
Really?
Yeah, like they do this really, really nice opening cutscene that just looks expensive.
Does it do like CG or does it do sprites?
So the main game is sprites. The opening cutscene is like proper like animation, like there.
Well, that's beautiful.
That's like the opening. Every time you open the game, it starts with that cutscene.
Okay. Neat. Nice 2D animation.
Yeah, and like the game just looks really cool. Like here, I'll just pull up the campaign. No. I don't like it. Yeah, so that's like the art style.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really nice. It's a lot of fun to play. If you've played Advance Wars or like Fire Emblem or something like that, you'll probably like it. It's just a lot of fun.
Strategic, tactical game of sorts.
Yeah, but it's not as punishing as Fire Emblem.
Like your characters, they don't forever die when they die.
Yeah, no, it's more like Advance Wars in that sense, where you can just like get new units and send them out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which I quite like, because I like Fire Emblem in some ways, but I don't like how punishing it is. Because I'm like, now I have to replay the whole fucking level because that guy died.
Though, I mean, there is a mode in the most recent titles, like since Awakening, where units don't have to forever die.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if that is your preferred method of playing it, you can play it that way.
Yeah, but like part
option.
of me, I'm like, I hate that, but that's kind of like the draw of Fire Emblem to me.
Yeah, it is too.
Yeah.
It's like, well, now he's gone forever. Shit, now I have to hook him up with someone else.
Yeah. It especially sucks when like your tank dies.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so Wargroove, great game. Play it.
I might. I don't know.
Highest of recommendations, especially considering the price point. Next, I want to move on to a game that I also spent $20 on, and I fucking hated.
Oh boy.
So this was another little indie game on the Switch, and I was like, hey, I'm going to broaden my horizons in gaming, and I'm going to try an RPG. And I Googled the game before I bought it, and it was getting like decent reviews, like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, like not like 2. So I bought this game called Fernz Gate.
I don't know anything about this.
Ditto.
So, first off, it looks like it was made in RPG Maker with the base assets. Which, like, that's disappointing for $20, but I could live with it if the game was good.
Turns out the game wasn't so good.
Well, I don't know because I've been playing for an hour and I haven't done anything yet. Well, no, I tell a lie. I think I've walked. I've walked from one cutscene to another, to another, to another, to another. And the writing is not good.
Well, I mean...
No. Like, Justin, like, this isn't like, oh, okay, it's an indie game. They didn't have a lot of time to write dialogue, so it's not great. This is like high school students could write better dialogue. It's like, and it's so generic.
I see.
There's like nothing that differentiates this from like, this is what I like. I'm going to refer to this as RPG number 7. Because it's that generic.
So does it have a fighting system, or did you...
I don't know.
He hasn't gotten to
I
that
haven't
point.
gotten
Or
that far in the first hour.
Or is it a visual novel?
Justin, I have literally walked.
Because I could probably explain a game that is basically mostly moving and dialogue, but there is like a sort of gameplay element in it. Basically, the game I'm thinking of is Corpse Party. In this game, you play as like a bunch of different high school students that get like that do some kind of ritual to get sent to this overrun high school with dead children trying to kill them. But there's no fighting system or anything in this. You just kind of move your character on the screen and talk to different people and do things. There are bad endings in this game of sorts, but yeah, basically most of the game is just moving around and talking.
But, like, okay, there are games like that I've liked, though. What was that game that I got you to play where you had the radio and you were on that island?
Yeah, that was Oxenfree.
Oxenfree. That game's great.
Yeah.
And there's no combat in it, and you basically just walk around
a little bit of puzzle solving-ish, but, like, that's, like, minimal.
Yeah, like, if you have to Google the solution to any of those problems,
and there's different endings in that as well. Like, yeah.
That game's mostly just walking and talking.
Yeah.
Like 90%. Like there's a couple of mild puzzles, but...
Yeah, and the talking is not dialogue boxes in that game, in Oxenfree.
No, and you get to like pick your answers and like it's fun.
Yeah.
This is just literally cutscene ends, I walk across the screen, cutscene starts. And I'm like, why did you have me even do that? Why not just go to the next cutscene?
To immerse the player. Yeah.
No, it made me actively angry. Because I was like, so the first cutscene ends after like 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, okay. You got all your story out of the way. I get to play the game now. Cool. I move. Cutscene starts. Fuck.
I'd hate to see you try a visual novel.
I wouldn't mind that, though.
I mean, that's the whole point of a visual novel.
Yeah, because at least I would go into it knowing that it's just dialogue, and then you make a choice, and then the story moves on. It's like an FMV.
Sometimes
I love FMVs.
Sometimes there's no choice, and it's just a novel.
But like, there was an FMV I bought called, I think it's called Night Shift, something like that. Absolutely great. Loved it. I'll play it again sometime. That was great. All you do is sit there with your controller and occasionally pick an option of what path to go down. Loved that. This just made me angry. Because I'm like, I want to actually try out your combat. I want to actually explore this world. Because as poorly put together as it is, I'm like, there's a core here that seems kind of interesting. Which I think is the most frustrating because it's so poorly written and it's not interesting to look at. The most effort I think they put into the graphics is like one of the characters, I think they made him green instead of white. Like,
okay.
I'm not trying to bury the people who made this game, but it's like, god damn it. Like, I spent $20 on your game and I was pissed off the entire time. So, don't buy Fernz Gate. That is the long and the short of it. Do not buy that game. Anyway, I'll move on to the third game I played. So, this one won't be on the Switch. So, I decided to turn on my PlayStation 3 for the first time in probably a year.
Okay.
Since I played Persona 3.
I should get you to play Persona 5.
No, because I don't want to have a nosebleed.
Hey, it starts you off in action, which is nice. Change of pace.
Okay.
But that's another story.
Anyway, I started playing Mass Effect.
Okay.
Because I never played it before. And I was like, I tend to like this. The game's always interested me because, like, there's always there's a bunch of different story options, and, like, it just seems like a really cool, immersive experience.
Yeah, and you choose your own path and sort of...
Yeah, and you make your own character, and, like, it's like one big story over the 3 games. So I started off, I create my character, and I start playing, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really fun. I played as a female, by the way, which is fun.
Fair.
Because every game you play is a guy. So I was like, I'm going to do something different.
I'm not going to be the typical generic man. I'll be the generic female instead.
No, my character's pretty great.
Okay.
Because she's got, like bright red hair and stuff. It's great.
Is that like a character creation sort of deal?
There is a character creation. It's not, like, super in-depth.
Okay.
It's early PS3. So it's like you can change the hair color, you can change the shape of the face. Like,
so it's not like Saints Row style character creation.
No, it's not that wacky. No, you can't, like, you can have, like, bright red hair, but you can't have, like, a giant clown wig.
Okay, gotcha.
But, like, it's a decent enough character creation suite. Like,
Right.
you can make a decent looking character. It's just not. It's not like. I know you've never played them, but, like, if you look at, like, some sports games where it's like you can change, like, the tilt of your eyebrow or stuff like that, where it's like that's a little absurd.
Yeah, I tend to spend a lot of time in character creation.
Never
be that many options.
Okay, Justin, never play a sports game you would never get out of the character creator.
Probably, if I cared enough to actually play a sports game.
Because some of them, it's like, I'm not somebody who spends time in character creators.
Okay.
I want to get the general look, everything, get out of there and get into the game. I've never spent more than 5 minutes in one.
Yeah, and in like Bloodborne, I tried to make my character look like Waluigi. So
Okay. I didn't expect that. Anyway, so I started playing. I'm not terribly far into it, but it's a lot of fun. Like, I just became, what do they call it?
Supposed bigwig of your group?
Yeah, like, I just got onto the ship.
Oh, okay.
I just got onto the Normandy.
unfortunately, I don't know because I still have yet to touch Mass Effect.
You should definitely give it a try. It's a lot of fun. The shooting and the cover system are a little... meh.
Well, it is a Western RPG, so...
It's...
Early PS3.
No, it's like, it's an RPG, but it's like an RPG. It's like, I'm trying to give a good
Fallout?
example. Yes, that's a really good example.
That's also a Western RPG.
I don't consider those RPGs. Like, they have RPG elements,
definitely are.
but I've never considered them that.
I mean, sure, you've put it on the same front as like Skyrim or something, because I mean, you still have a character building stats, going through a world, making decisions and whatnot. It's still similar.
See, to me, it's more of an action game with, like, an RPG element.
It's
Okay.
The cover system is a little janky. Because, like, sometimes it's like, it doesn't detect your cover terribly well.
Or is it like a percentage system or something where when you're in cover, you have a percentage chance
like,
that you would get hits or something?
There's probably that going on under the hood. Like, it doesn't show you that. But, like, there are moments where I'm standing by something, and I'm like, okay, I hit the button to go to cover, and they just don't do anything. And I'm like, that's a little annoying. But you don't really need to use cover.
I guess if you're playing on easy.
Well, of course. But, like, I literally just ran at enemies and started shooting, and they died. I'm like, and it does have regenerating health, which I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
Because I hate games where it's like, you go through a big firefight, and then you have, like, a tiny bit of health left, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Well, sometimes that feels very satisfying, too. It's like, I made it through, and then you get a health pack. It's like, I'm saved.
If the health packs are put through the levels properly, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's a poorly designed game, and there's not a health pack right after the big
Or a
firefight...
checkpoint.
Yeah, then I get pissy. This game, though, really well designed. I can totally see why people invest so much time into it. Because it's really, like, it's just a lot of fun. And, like, the missions are all really, like... at least so far in the game, I know I'm not terribly far, but it's very bite-sized. Like, you can do a mission in, like, 20 minutes.
Gotcha.
And, like, there are little submissions. Like, I did one where I'm coming out of the Citadel, and there's this guy over there, and he's like, hey, come over here. So I go over to him and talk to him, and he's like, hey, my wife died in this attack. They haven't released her body. Can you help me? And I'm like, okay, sure. So I go into this bar to talk to the guy who's not releasing the body, and it literally took me 2 minutes to do the side quest. But it was this cool little, like, extra thing that the game offered.
Yeah, alright.
Where it was like
something I get into a little bit.
There's a lot of world building. And you can do these simple, like, little 2-minute quests that add so much to the world. And I really enjoyed that. But they're all optional, which is good, too, because I don't do side quests usually. No. Like, if this side quest had been more than 5 minutes, I would have been
Paul,
like, fuck off.
You know me with side quests.
He would most likely never make it into the story.
I'll never make it to the story.
You would get to the Citadel and be like, side quest heaven.
Oh, shit.
Every character has a quest for me. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, Mass Effect is a lot of fun, and if you haven't tried it, you should. I'm definitely going to be playing the rest of this. Well, the first 3, because apparently Andromeda's pretty fucking terrible.
Might be okay. Apparently it received patches, but I mean, the damage was done when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so do either of you have anything left to talk about?
I think just the one last thing. You gifted me a game on
Yes,
Steam,
Passepartout.
and I finally got the chance to go ahead and play it. And
You play as Kermit the artist.
I honestly think he's just kind of watermelon head, but it's just a case of you're an artist. You make your art and you sell it so that you can live.
Yes. What do you think of Passepartout?
It's passable.
It's
fairly
like the most
simple.
relaxing game ever.
That's true. Again, there is the concern that you have to pay rent and a particular amount of money, and if you're not going to sell stuff, you're going to start having the concern, but after a particular amount of time, someone's like, oh hey, this art is somewhat decent, I'll pay you this amount for it, and you're like, okay, I'll take it, because in some cases I'm not exactly stingy with most of the creations I made, because on the one hand, my first creation was like, I'm going to go all out on this.
And then somebody hated it.
I'll just draw a stick man.
No, in my case, someone paid like about $53 for it.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, go ahead. And then I made another one, and then everyone kind of went crazy on it. But I was like, I kind of just did simple on it. And if you don't like it, I can live with it.
Hey, I'll pay you in exposure.
Oh, fuck.
Going through all that craziness. But
Exposure's
no,
not
I think
gonna pay
in the
my
most
bills.
part, it was fairly relaxing. And I can't remember the quote exactly, but the little news blips that come up were fairly
They're so
interesting.
funny.
Like, I think it was the case that a gentleman that did some ridiculous thing was trying to step in for presidency.
There's a whole bunch of them. There's like one that like giraffes are shown to be vicious carnivores or something. Like there's all these stupid headlines that pop up. It's so good.
It is neat. I question if it's a case of things expand or grow from a certain point, or if it's just kind of simple. You want to relax and just kind of sketch random things? Here's this thing.
Oh no, it does, like, the story does progress. Like, you do go on to different places and stuff. Like, you're not always going to be a street artist. But yeah, I really like the game. I think it's really relaxing and just... I don't really know how the game values your art, because that seems kind of weird.
Yeah, I think that would kind of be the question.
Art is subjective.
Yeah, that's definitely true, but I think it's a case of how many particular colors that you use and specific designs of certain things, but that's only just from mild seeing of certain things.
Yeah, it's a lot of... I really enjoy the game, and it's really relaxing.
It is neat, but with my sort of play style, if I don't specifically have a goal or if it doesn't lay out enough, I'll be like, oh, this is good for an hour, but I'll most likely never play it until several years later. And it's like, wait, what's this game for?
Yeah, no, Passepartout is definitely not a game you sit and play for 8 hours.
Yeah, no.
No, it's like a hour kind of...
Just something to sort of...
Yeah. It's a calm down game.
Yeah, definitely for that sort of stuff. But in my case, it's... If you don't have a goal that has...
You do have a goal.
Well, I suppose, but if it's not that well laid out or doesn't have enough of a... what's the words I'm saying?
What, end game?
Like a progression system?
I suppose. Just something to show that you're sort of progressing and making that sort of goal. I sort of lose interest with that sort of stuff.
Fair enough.
That and my more affinity toward action in most of those sorts of cases.
Did you get to the point where the art critic comes?
I'm not sure.
Well, you would have known if you came.
Okay.
Because he looks like fucking Despicable Me, dude.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. I don't know how this game got past lawyers because they're just stealing designs from everything.
Duly noted.
It's so good. Anyway, yeah, Passepartout is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Okay, anything else?
That's all for me.
Okay, so next week I'll be talking about Gris on the Switch.
Ooh.
Which I can't wait to play. Because I've heard good things about it, and it was relatively inexpensive. So, talk about that next week. All right, until then, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.